So everyone, how are we doing today?
Great, thanks. I'm doing
Not so
good.
No?
Yeah.
How come?
I feel like this is a waste of time.
Really?
Every time I come, I mean, no offense to anybody, but it's just, I'd rather be home. I feel like I could do a lot better by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand that. Sometimes, I just don't want to come, but it's good to be here. Man, you gotta have a good attitude. It's good to be here and get support from everybody. You gotta flip it around.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I guess to go back to, like, you say you're having complications with coming and things like that. Do you think it revolves around maybe stress from life or maybe diabetes itself? What do you why do you think?
Nah, not either of those. I don't know. I just, maybe my family, I guess. They're not very supportive.
Okay.
They're not supportive of anything, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, today we wanted to talk a little bit about, the stress and kind of what it brings into our lives and also the family and how, either whether they aren't that supportive or even if they are that supportive and the stress we can bring upon their lives. So what are some kind of things that you guys feel like stresses you out about diabetes every day? Go ahead.
Well, at work, I feel like now that I have diabetes, there's a couple things that I have to do different at work. I have to kind of keep track of that at work.
Yeah,
And it's just added stress upon what stress I already have at work.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you agree with him. So what are some things that you see at work that bring stress upon your life through diabetes?
Well, I work a desk job, and I sit all day, and I get hungry, and, and I just want to drink a soda, and I can't, and I want to eat some candy, and I can't, and it just, for some reason, that just stresses me out. I don't know, not being able to do what I desire to do just makes me feel uptight, and I'm like, just let me do it, and then I just think about this freaking disease that I have, and I'm like, never mind, I guess I can't do it, and it's really stressful, man. It's overwhelming sometimes, and I just sit at work, and people are like, dude, why are you in such a bad mood? And I'm like, I just want a Dr. Pepper, just leave me alone, and it's just, man, oh no, it is not.
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper is delicious.
Well,
No.
Malcolm, what about you? How do you cope with some of the stressful things that you come across with diabetes every day?
I really don't feel like I ever do. It's just stressful to be here.
Mm-hmm.
The disease, I feel like I've had it forever. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody have any idea of what I could do to cope for stress? 'Cause I got nothing.
Yeah, dude, exercise.
I hate exercise.
Great stress reliever. Great stress reliever.
I don't want to exercise.
Have you seen stress, or I guess exercise relieve your stress?
Well, gets your blood pumping. You get in the gym and you just forget about everything going on. You run, you hit the weights, and you're like, nothing. This is all I have to focus on right now. And the adrenaline, it just makes you feel good.
I think it just adds stress. It makes me feel like I'm weak, when I try to exercise. See
Yeah.
everybody else working out, and I just can't keep up.
Okay.
So before, I was never really big into exercising either, but one thing that I found that helped me is I have a coworker who smokes. And when he goes to take his smoke breaks, I actually go for a little walk for that 10 minutes that he smokes, just around the building a couple times. And it's actually been nice because a few other coworkers of ours have joined in. And so we kind of just have a nice little discussion as we walk around. And so it's not taken away from work, but I felt like that little bit of exercise, I'm just doing a little bit more, but it's helped out with my stress.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought of maybe putting together maybe a walk group or something, or because you say you sit at a desk a lot, so
Yeah, that'd be nice because sometimes I don't feel like my coworkers really understand.
Yeah.
Really understand what I'm doing. I can't confide in them about anything that's going on, and they just don't get my disease. They don't understand it. And sometimes I feel like my family doesn't even understand it. So if you guys want to get together and do a walk group, that'd be fantastic. Because, man, it'd be nice to just find someone anywhere that can just relate to what's going on.
I don't like walking.
No. Well, why don't you like walking?
I just feel like it's so slow. You don't really get anywhere. It takes you forever forever to get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe biking.
Okay.
But
Biking is
Well,
sweet.
Somebody stole my bike last week. So,
Bummer deal, man. What kind of bike was it?
it wasn't a very good bike. I don't want to talk about
Oh,
Well-
dang, I'm sorry.
You talked about like you feel bored, you know, or it's too slow of a pace when you're walking. Have you ever thought about listening to music or a book when you walk?
I don't like reading, but I guess I could listen to a book on it. There's not very many good books out there. I
Okay.
don't know if I could do
Well,
that.
what about
Twilight.
music?
Good book.
Music, I like some music, but nothing I'd want to walk to.
Okay. Yeah.
That's actually how I started off, because at first I was just by myself before I had other people that helped me out. And the one band that my favorite band is actually Blue Oyster Cult, and so I actually walked around with them. And so that actually helped me out, because it helped distract my mind from actually doing the walking, because I didn't enjoy walking either. That kind of helps distract. So that is one thing that helped me out, was the music.
I kind of feel like that would just make me more stressed, and then it would just raise my,
Music's a
raise my
good
blood
stress
pressure.
reliever for me, for sure. Music's great. You know, you focus on the music, and you feel fine after that. It's just good.
So-
I play music, I listen to music, and just all of it just
So
helps
I
me
guess-
relieve stress.
Going a little bit back towards diabetes now, Malcolm, do you feel like the ideas that have been brought together today have been able to maybe help you focus on a few stress relievers?
Maybe I think we'd have to spend some more time going over some,
Okay. Well,
because I don't really like the ideas that have come up so far. I mean, I guess I could try exercising some, maybe,
okay.
and mix with music. I don't know. Maybe.
One thing that I found that helped me out with stress as well is outside of work. I talked to my wife about this, and she actually lets me just kind of go into my room and into our room, and I just kind of just sit back there. And sometimes I'll listen to music, but I'll just kind of lay down, and then I'll take 15 minutes just to myself. And I don't think about work, I don't think about anything else. Sometimes I'll put on some Netflix, a show that I enjoy, so I can just kind of step away from the world. and
That
everything
totally
else in life.
relaxes you, for sure, yeah.
And
Just
if
sitting back,
there's
yeah.
something like that you might enjoy.
Check out
Try.
Parks and Rec
Parks and
on
Rec.
Netflix. That's a good show, man. You can relax to that, for sure.
I don't even
That's
like
a good one.
parks.
Leslie Knope, man.
All right. So today we've been able to go across some stress relievers: walking, listening to music, reading, going home and just find that quiet place to, relax, or even watch something that kind of relaxes you. I feel like everyone's been able to participate really well and to put their ideas into a big pot that now I feel like everyone can take out of and use. Let's just transition a little bit about family. Malcolm, you're talking about how your family sometimes doesn't support you. What are some things you think you can do to maybe help educate them so they understand what you're going through?
Things I can do?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know. Give them diabetes. Maybe. That would probably help. Maybe, I don't know, I guess I could probably let them see what I do every day. That it's just
Okay.
so hard to have diabetes.
That's a good idea.
I learned an interesting fact that about, I think it's like 84 or 85 million Americans have prediabetes, and like 90% of them don't know they have that. And so one thing that I did with my family is, instead of like giving them the disease, I kind of had them kind of put on the shoes, and I sat down there and showed them if they're maybe at a higher risk for diabetes since I have it. And that kind of helped my family become a little bit more open towards it.
Yeah, that
So-
would work, yeah, for sure.
I don't think that would work.
That helped me out, so.
So maybe you can take some of these ideas, try them out. So will you try them out though this week,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
come back and?
I wouldn't
Might not work,
would
but I'll
literally wish to put someone in my shoes because this disease sucks.
try. Yeah.
Wouldn't wish this upon anyone, so maybe you should like backtrack from that idea a little bit and just kind of like focus on showing love to your family. I don't know. That's what works for me. Is I just I know that they don't get what I'm going through, but I just love them anyway, and I just try to be patient and just whatever.
Good. Well, I hope everyone has a good week this upcoming week, and hopefully you can take the ideas that we brought forth to maybe lower stress and, talk to our families a little bit to help them understand what we're going through. And we'll come back next week and we'll talk about it. All right, we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Dude.
All right, it's working. Okay.
Alright, well, thank you guys for coming out today to our second support group. We're going to be talking about diabetes again. This is something that each and every one of us has that we struggle with. And so we're just sitting here, we're going to talk about it to kind of help get our thoughts out on the table and to help each other out with our issues. The thing that I would like to focus on today is about food. I know that when I started off, when I found out I had diabetes, there was a lot of things over there I had to adjust with my diet. And it was frustrating. So I wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts and what kind of things that made you guys frustrated, and then maybe we can help each other out on what we can do and ways that we can improve our diets and become healthier as we're going through this challenge.
Can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think one of the hardest things for me was giving up all the syrup that I could have, when I was eating my pancakes in the morning. That was probably the best thing.
But like, what if you just went to the gym more? Would that solve everything?
Well, I guess it could, maybe not the whole diabetes.
You
but-
just kind of even it all out.
But going to the gym, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't.
What about like just walking?
If I could just do my diet, that would just be great.
So- Yeah, and so I mean, we want to make sure we do have a good diet, but then also physical activity is an important thing as well. Even if it's, we might not be able to make it to the gym, but as we're taking those steps to try to maybe increase the, like instead of, parking a little bit further away from the grocery store, so we walk a little bit further, or walking to work, or riding our bikes. These are different opportunities for us to just make ourselves a little bit more physically active. Do you think those are some things that possibly could help you out?
Yeah, maybe. I just, I have breathing problems. My lungs, I've got asthma, and
Well,
when I
even just like
exercise
sitting
and-
on a bike, isn't that pretty easy? Just at a mellow pace.
no, not when you have asthma as bad as I do.
Just take your inhaler with you.
You're not helping me.
So yeah, we want to make sure that everybody's problems are heard, so we don't want to step on anybody's toes. But so as we're discussing today, keep some options that might be open, some things that you might hear that you can maybe adjust to yourself, so that you can find ways that it can help you out.
Okay.
We might not need to completely solve the problem now, but there's a way that you can maybe adjust things and just think about that later on for yourself.
Okay.
So I know that one thing that bothered me is, and one as we can tell, that I do struggle with my weight, and one of the problems is because I drink a lot of soda, and so that was one of the biggest issues when it came to me.
You just gotta replace it with something, man.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I had to do. And I tried to do the whole diet soda, but it wasn't. To me, it was not the.
What about diet? Diet soda, man. Like I hear like Zero Coke, man. Good stuff.
And I did try that out, but then I felt that maybe I should go above and beyond, kind of like you stated before, and avoid the soda in general. And so that's what I did. So what are some different things that you guys struggled with, or some different things that you guys miss in your diet? Go
Can
ahead.
I say something?
Yeah.
I would have to say probably not being able to, not just my diet, but my exercise regimen. I mean, I didn't used to have to exercise all the time, but now that this has come up, I mean, now the doctor's order is to exercise, and that's not my favorite thing. He says you always have to do.
Just get a gym partner, man. Gym partners, they're golden.
Yeah.
They'll
yeah,
kind of give you that
would probably
motivation.
work. That's a good idea. I could try that.
And yeah, absolutely, and thank you for your comment. I do appreciate that and how you feel about things. But yeah, maybe a gym partner might help, and just those small things that will
Try
help
that.
you
I
out.
think that's a really good idea.
I have something. So for me with diet, I hate vegetables. So and
Don't we all?
I'm supposed to have to start eating them more, and I just don't like them, and I don't know how to get them into my
No,
diet, and I
not
just
that bad, really.
Celery, throw a little peanut butter on top, boom.
I've done that, yeah.
Or like
That's really
carrots, throw a little extra ranch on top,
what we can maybe do is it sounds like each and every one of us has different, diets that we use and different things, recipes that we might have. So maybe for our next meeting, we can all bring in a few different recipes that we use that help us out, that involve like vegetables and different things that we enjoy with our new diet, and then we can compile like a little cookbook that we can give
As
each
long
other.
as your recipes don't have tomatoes, I don't like those.
Okay, yeah, and I mean, it also, if they might have tomatoes in there, you can just maybe not add them to your.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
Then that'll kill
Yeah.
the recipe totally.
and it could in some things, but it doesn't have to. You can always substitute it with other things as well.
I'd like to think that the tomatoes actually enhance the salad and makes the whole thing a lot better to taste.
They're just
personally.
so slimy and seedy.
You might be able to try switching out your tomatoes with like hard-boiled eggs. I mean, I think that's good.
It's a good source of protein as well. So yeah, we have some different options and stuff, and that's another thing we can also do is we can next time we meet, sit down and find different substitutes that we can use on those different recipes for things that we don't like. So, but let's go ahead and make that as a goal. We're going to go ahead and compile 2 or 3 recipes that you guys like, and then next week we'll meet up and we'll sit down and go over those. Okay. So what about yourself? What are some things that you miss?
I miss ice cream.
Miss ice cream.
It's overrated.
It's really not. Ice cream just, it's so cold and good, and, when I can't have it, it
It's all about
bums
the
me
chips
out,
and soda and dip,
It bums me out.
Yeah,
Before the sporting games, those are the best.
Makes it hard to follow a good diet when I can't eat all the things that I want.
I do miss the ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream is I do enjoy ice cream as well as the chips and the other things as stated before. As we're going through this focus group, let's make sure that we let everybody state their opinion first or talk their part first, and before we kind of interrupt them, we want to make sure that everyone's heard.
Of course.
We can try. We can try.
Yeah. But have you tried to do anything to substitute from ice cream? Some things that maybe a healthier
I've
option?
tried some low sugar fruit bars.
Those are
They
good.
taste
Those
like
sound
crap
gross.
because they have no sugar. I just don't like them. But
Maybe
You know.
just maybe eat a little ice cream here and there, and then just hit up the gym, or replace it with something else throughout the day.
my doctor said not to. So
Let's go ahead. What were you
I
going to say?
was just gonna say, as diabetes is just so important to us, I think we'd be willing to do whatever it takes to help us feel better.
Yeah, but doesn't ice cream, like you said, make you feel a little better? It makes me feel good on a hot day, so.
It does. That's true.
And I mean, there's other options that we could do other than ice cream. I did enjoy ice cream myself, but one thing that I actually do is I take fresh fruit and I break those up and I kind of make my own fruit bars, so I don't have to deal with
no
the
sugar.
imitation
Yeah.
sugars and stuff like that, which
That fruit
It's like
sometimes
good.
has that fruit, or it has that sugar we don't need.
well, it does have a natural sugar to it, but it's not going to do as much damage to our body as the artificial sugars that we get, as well as the actual sugar, the granulated sugars that we purchase in the stores. So yeah, we still want to be careful, but we don't want to completely adjust everything in our lives and ruin our lives because of this, but we want to make those steps that'll help us out. So maybe that's an option for you, so that you can try that out. Give it some thought, and some different fruits that you might like. And then, so chips, you were saying that was one of yours?
Oh yeah, man. Love those chips.
Yeah. And so is there anything that you found that could help substitute for that?
Like sometimes here and there I'll get some potato skins or something, or the pork rinds. Those aren't totally full of sugar, so just things like that to replace with.
That's good. And it sounds like you're big into exercising, is that?
Oh yes, gotta exercise daily. Number one thing.
That's good. And by exercising, have you noticed that's helped you out with?
Yeah, it helps you kick some of the drive from, desires of healthy foods. If you can just go and you burn it all off, and then you're tired, then you're really not thinking about it as much.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad that helps you out. And maybe that's going to also be an example to us. And I mean, as he said, not only is it he's just doing it because of the diabetes, but it's also helping him out in his everyday life besides diabetes. So let's find those different things in our lives that could possibly help us out. That helps out with the diabetes, but also helps us with other things like stress and everything else. All right. Is there any other comments that need to be made?
Just good to see everyone again. We'll keep working hard.
Really glad to be
Yeah,
here.
Well, thank you guys for your.
I'll try harder, I guess. It's just so hard.
You guys are doing a great job. Just keep it up. That's where we're having these groups that just help each other out. So thank you guys.
Alright.
Thanks. Alright, shall we switch?
Kind of feel like
Oh, which way are we going?
whichever.
This way.
Oh, the complainer.
I
Ugh.
kind of want to check it and see if it's working right.
Yeah, go ahead and check.
Go ahead and check
Because
it.
we can always, I think.
Yeah, you can edit it. Cut it out and stuff.
Should I just? All right, guys, I'm really glad all of you were able to make it today. I was just wondering if maybe we could go around the circle real quick and tell us a little bit about your story and your process of going through your diabetes.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and start with you.
Well, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 2 years ago. I have been trying to maintain my weight and change my exercise and diet plan. I've been struggling a little bit in the past few months, which is why I decided to come to a support group. And I have actually found a lot of help here, so it's been really good.
Good. We're glad to have you. It's
Thank
definitely
you.
a difficult thing to go through, and we can all
Yeah.
glean some support from each other. You know, why don't you go?
I don't know, I miss the food, I miss being able to do whatever I want.
Oh man, food.
Yeah. I don't know, it sucks, like it's like the whole world just crashes upon you and it's just like, you're like, oh, why me, like I was living a perfect life, I was happy, and now it's like, I've gotta do stupid shots, I've gotta do, finger pricks that hurt, your ends of your fingers hurt no matter what you do. You always gotta go to the doctor, medication, it's a rough life.
It's a hard thing, but coming here to this support group, we can help each other go through those.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. Sometimes I just wish I didn't come at all because I feel like I waste my time sometimes.
Well, don't give up on us. We're here for you, and hopefully today we might be able to help you a little bit.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
I got diagnosed with diabetes about 3 months ago. I didn't think much about it at all at first, but later on, after the doctor gave me what I need to do, I mean, it was a horrible thing. I don't want to have diabetes at all. So I try to do the things the doctor says, but it's hard, for sure, especially with the diet and the different medications and stuff I have to take. And I don't want to lose my feet. I mean, that's one thing right there. You always see it everywhere. Everyone talks about that, but that's one thing that makes me nervous. And so you go to that podiatrist. So I've gone to him a couple times, but I mean, just the doctors are, I don't know, the doctors are an interesting thing. So I really enjoy doctors, but I don't know. Yeah, so.
Well, we're glad you're here. Yeah, working with doctors is kind of a struggle at times, but they're the experts. And
So what other doctors are good to go to?
There's a few, and we'll get into those a little bit further into the discussion. I want to talk a lot about our medication today, actually. I know for me personally, after I was diagnosed for the past 6 months, and there's been a lot of difficulties for me going through this, and I would have to say probably one of the most difficult would be the medication, and definitely pricking my finger every day.
Oh, I hate those finger pricks.
It's not that it hurts, and but by doing it we can keep ourselves on track. Would you mind talking a little bit about your experience with the medication and how it's influenced your life? Has it helped you in this process?
Yeah. Well, I understand it's a necessary thing, that I have to have it because of my lifestyle decisions in the past. And I mean, it was really rough adjusting to at first. I've not been a huge fan of needles, and having to prick my finger every day was a little scary at first, but I think once you understand that it's a necessary thing to make sure that you're staying on the right track and your life is turning the right way, you know, you're managing your illness, and it's hard, but it's necessary, I guess.
You
is
sound
what-
like you're doing great.
medication was, yes, but lifestyle, you know.
Some we all still struggle
Yes.
with. Does anybody feel like they have something they want to share with her?
I don't know, I hate, I'm with you, I hate the medication, I hate the insulin, it's just, to me, I feel like it's a waste of time and it's a waste of money, but you know, it's something we have to do, you know, because of our choices we make, you know, it's stupid, but what can you do?
Well, so you said you've been diagnosed for how long now?
7 months now.
Okay. And have you been? Do you feel that the medication has helped you at all?
Well, yeah, like I'm not as, you know, sluggish or tired, and like, you know, I feel like I can do a little bit more than before, but still, it's just, I'm not the same as I used to be, you know, it's kind of a lame life, kind of seems like.
It's rough. It's rough. But we do know that that medication can help us. We know that pricking our fingers and finding out our blood sugar level helps us know what we can and what we can't eat, at least for that day, within the next few hours. Do you have anything to add about your medication?
Well, yeah, it just does. Well, the medication, I hate finger pricks. I hate any time there's pain. And so, I mean, that's one thing. As a kid, I mean, I was always the kid that was crying when I got my knees scraped and things like that. I hate pain, but anything, so I'll do it as much as I can to avoid pain.
Do you mind if I stop you right there?
Yeah.
For those of you who have done all right with the pain, has there been any sort of tactics that you've used to be able to overcome that? Sure. Go ahead.
I've noticed that when I drink a lot of water, I have a lot more blood to give. It just feels like, you know, you just visualize the liquid running.
Yeah, exactly.
For
I
me,
hate the
you
squeezing
know,
of my finger.
You
and trying to
visualize
get
the
blood out.
liquid running through, and for some reason, water just does that for me. It's a mental thing. It's really helped because needles, you know, again.
I hate
iffy-
needles.
Iffy on needles.
That's
So,
a great
yeah.
idea. Do you feel like you could implement that in your life?
Yeah, I don't
There's
drink a
no
lot of water, but maybe that's something I could do. I just
Okay.
because I always have to, you know, try to get the blood
Mhm.
rushed into the fingertip, and it feels like, I mean, yeah, it's just it's a miserable thing, and
Okay.
it's needles.
Have any of you tried getting your family involved with this too? I mean, I noticed for myself when I've had this, my daughter, she likes to pretend actually like she is pricking her own finger, and you know, when she does that, it makes me realize, you know, I can do hard things. This isn't too bad. My daughter, she still looks up to me, and she loves me no matter what. You guys feel like the family support has been there for you?
Well, yeah, my dad, he has diabetes, and so I knew that there was always a chance that I could possibly get it because I heard something about genetics that could possibly be from families. And so I always ask my dad and talk to him about what he does to try to help him out. And I mean, he tells me a little bit some things, but I mean, he hasn't talked to me a lot about diabetes. He's a quiet man, so. But yeah, so my dad for sure, and I think my
Okay.
grandpa also had diabetes.
Okay, that's good. So they're both there for you.
Yeah, well, my
Sure,
grandpa's
so-
no more, but.
Yeah. You mind if we can?
Oh no, that's fine.
Well, for me, family involvement has been a little bit challenging. I feel like sometimes my family looks down on me for having this disease. They criticize my lifestyle choices that have brought me here, and sometimes I feel like I don't have a lot of support from them with my medication, which can be really challenging. That's partly why I've struggled in the last few months with everything going on, is I just feel pressure, you know? It's really hard.
Sometimes we can turn around that pressure and use it as some velocity to get us in the right direction. We can look at it as a trial, or we can look at it as something we can overcome, and that it will make us stronger in the future. I think one thing that we can do to try to keep more on our medications is to create a schedule every day, maybe set an alarm on our phone, drink more water like has been stated. Does anybody else have any suggestions as to how we can make medication easier? No?
I hate taking pills. And some things my doctor has me giving pills, and so, I mean, yeah, it helps when you take them with water, but is there anything we could do other than pills? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, well, you know,
That'd be nice.
we'd have to go out there and take a look at the research, and maybe we can find something. So if you guys want to do that, talk to your doctors. Also, see if you can't do any some personal study up on what we have, and maybe next time we can talk about that a little bit more. Does that sound like a plan?
Mhm.
All right. Well, I'm glad everybody came, and if there's anything else we can do to help you, I mean, you know, we're all here for each other. I'm pretty sure we all share phone numbers before we got in. So if anybody's struggling, go ahead and call your buddy, and he'll be there for you. All right. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, guys.
Thank you. All right, hello everybody. Welcome to our
Hola.
support group meeting today.
Glad to be
It's
here.
good to see all of you guys.
I'm really
How's
glad to be
everybody
here.
doing?
Oh, doing great. Doing good.
That's right.
Yeah, I like it.
Good, we're doing good. Healthy.
You know, I
Trying.
almost didn't make it today. I was thinking, I got other stuff to do, but I just know this is important, and I'm so
Good,
glad to be
welcome.
here.
Good, I'm glad. All right, so today we're going to talk about exercising with our diabetes.
Yes.
This is something that some people really struggle with, you know, it's a huge lifestyle change to bring exercise in, and
Not so
time
much. You know,
management
I didn't do too
and-
bad when I was exercising. I mean, every time I got out there, I was just ready to go. Yeah.
good, I'm glad.
Exercising.
Maybe you can share some tips with us in a minute, but we're gonna, how about we ask Devin here how he's doing with his exercise and his diabetes?
Well, I have type 1 diabetes. I'm pretty sure that's worse than any other type out there. A lot of people have type 2 diabetes, but I've had mine since I was just a kid. When I was 5 years old, I got diagnosed. It's the worst. I always have to have that insulin pump, so I don't exercise as much as I probably should, because it's annoying, especially when you have that insulin pump always right there. It's always in the way. Seems like exercising just doesn't really work for me.
You really don't think it works?
No.
Man, every time I exercise, I feel so good. Like, I think you can cure anything with exercise, especially diabetes. Especially diabetes.
Interesting. Mhm.
No, every time I go talk to my doctor, he really puts an emphasis on, that physical activity. That physical activity, really helps control our diabetes, is what he says. He says it helps us maintain our blood glucose level with our medication or insulin, and just, he says that exercise is so key to really helping keep everything level.
I
Definitely.
agree with him. Like, he's spot on. He knows what he's talking about, I think. That's what my doctor said too. We might go to the same doctor, actually. Who do you see?
Oh, just it's a family doctor. I
Oh,
prefer not to,
Oh, yeah, understand.
Okay, so exercising, yeah, it does help your blood glucose levels, and that's really important when you have diabetes, is to keep those glucose levels under control, right? Something that I think did you want to make a
Oh,
comment?
well, yeah, I guess just like some of my doctor was saying, about we don't all have to go to the gym either, Like he says we could do like dancing, we could
Very
try
true.
yoga. There's so many other things we can try
That's a good idea.
besides
Try yoga.
just going to the gym.
Yeah.
Yoga would be interesting. My family might like that.
Swimming's do.
But if
good
you don't
too.
like yoga, you can just make a list of fun activities that you want to try.
Like tennis, we could do tennis.
Tennis could
Yeah, I
be
could do
fun.
tennis. That's okay.
Going on a walk, just if you have nothing to do, you can go on a walk. That's
Walking's
better than
alright, I
nothing.
guess. It's not my favorite thing, but
Swimming, that's always a good one.
yeah, swimming's good.
Participating in sports like softball, tennis, like we talked about. You know, get involved in like a church volleyball league or something. That could be really
That's a good
fun.
idea. There's a lot of great people in my church who are really tall. They're probably really good at volleyball. I think we could probably get a team together. You guys
That
can
would be
come if
great.
you want. Yeah.
I'm not a big church person.
That would be great to get exercise into our daily routine, But I guess one of the things that we need to focus on is just making it a habit, getting into our routine of exercise. So, Malcolm, you seem like exercise has been very beneficial
Yeah.
for you. What have you done to make it a habit, into a routine for you?
I wake up in the morning. I really don't like waking up, but I set my alarm and I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning, and I will work out from 5:30 to 6:30, and then I'm able to go to work from about 7 on.
That's
So,
a good job.
It's worked out really good for
Yeah,
me.
really.
There's some mornings when I don't like getting up, but I know I can do it.
Mhm.
So I do.
Good.
And I think you guys can do the same thing too, if you just set your mind to it, really.
I don't know about getting up at 5 in the morning. I go to bed at like 11.
Well, you
It
don't
comes
have to
solid
get up
eight.
at 5
You
in
know,
the
if I
morning.
can do it, you can do it. It's easy.
For those of us that stay up until midnight, you know. But you can find another time in your day that it works for you. It's
Yeah, you
ultimately up to you to exercise and finding when it fits best into your schedule. Even if it's not, you know, sometimes it's not going to be every day, but at least twice a week would be wonderful to just establish a habit of it, you know?
Yeah, I'm one of the busiest persons I know. I mean, I'm always doing something. I always have to work, and yeah, I'm just
Right.
very, very
Life can
important
get
person.
crazy.
But,
Life can get crazy sometimes.
Maybe if I had someone like invite me to go do things.
Dude, I'll do that. I can totally do that.
I don't know if I will to do it.
You had a comment.
I was just gonna say, kind of for you, that we don't have to like, put a whole hour or 2 or even 3 into, doing something. It could just be as gradual as 10 minutes, Maybe do you enjoy reading?
Yeah, I like to read.
Like, I love putting, like, books on my phone and listen to it, and you may just walk around the block. And that way you can kind of fix
That's a
both.
good suggestion.
Not a bad idea.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
try that too. I think that's a great idea.
Or even if it's cold outside, like it gets sometimes here, you can take a book to the gym and put it on your treadmill and walk there
Yeah.
as well.
I've actually done that, and it's made
Or
the
your-
timers go right.
Or your stair stepper or your whatever it's called, elliptical,
Mhm.
you know? Anything would work. So, how has exercising, since we're trying to make it a better, I guess, more into our lives, what kind of goals do you expect to see from exercising?
I personally want to see increased energy levels. I think right now I'm kind of dull, and I really want to be more excited.
Sorry.
I want to be able to lower my blood sugar levels all the time, and I feel like exercise is something that can do that. So I've been trying to do that, and it's been working out really good, really
Good.
well.
We've definitely got that energy boost going on right here, so we're good there. What about you? What do you want to see from exercise in your life?
Well, I mean, I want to for sure see a difference in my energy and anything else. But I mean, with type 1 diabetes, you guys wouldn't understand. But type 1 diabetes, it just seems like it. I don't know. Maybe I think it's probably worse. So I don't know. I feel like I'm drained a lot more, but I want to see my energy built up.
Yeah, that's good. Energy. What about you?
No, I believe kind of what they were both saying, as long as we're, putting forth the effort, doing what we can, it'll lower our blood sugar and keep everything, maintained as long as we're doing what we're supposed to.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that, I guess most important from our exercise as people with diabetes, I know that I've seen in my life, not just the increased energy, but I've also noticed that sometimes my medications, using them goes easier when I exercise. My doctor told me anyway, that my body utilizes insulin much better when you exercise. You get good blood flow going. It controls your blood sugar a lot better, and I feel that in my life. I don't get woozy, I have better circulation in my body. Just exercise can be very beneficial for all of us. I think it's something that we need to make
There's a lot of added benefits to it too.
Definitely, yeah.
You get stronger. You end up looking good. I guess we can't eat everything that we want when you exercise, but you can eat a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not supposed to, but especially with diabetes, in order to keep it under control, we should exercise and stick to our nutrition plan that our doctor has given us. So we need to make sure that we're keeping to the bounds that have been set for us. And I think exercising is a good way to do that. Does anybody have anything to share about exercising and diabetes? Somebody have
I kind of feel like
We're good.
every time I exercise, I feel so much better. I feel like my blood sugar level's gone down. And if any of you guys want to come by and work out with me in the morning, I'm there for you. We can all do that.
Perfect. If you want to, go ahead and contact Malcolm and he will hook you up with that.
Get you my phone numbers.
All
Yeah.
right. Thanks, guys, for coming today. Next week, we'll meet up again, same time, same place. And we'll chat.
Alright.
Thank you. Dang.
Yeah, so it says just talk about our reactions to this activity.
Okay. So yeah, we just talked about just our observations.
Visualize, facilitate, or debrief.
We won't have a
Being the facilitator was super hard.
It was hard to get the group to agree on one thing and continue to press forward
Still
through.
on that same path.
Yeah.
It's also hard to be the monopolist and just feeling rude, like jumping in every time. Just
I
like
think that's the
trying to
Mormon in
dominate.
us.
I wanted to let people finish their comments, but my role didn't allow me to.
That was, trying to jump in on people's conversations.
You never know when to do it. You have to.
I'm sorry.
And I think we all kind of also had a sympathy for the facilitator, like what we kind of have to
Definitely.
help them lead it.
I think the composed, person, they helped the facilitator a lot. At least I felt when I was it, you were just always, kind of helping, and it was nice.
With one thing that I tried but I couldn't do everything is in the book it talks about the different roles with like the monopolist and then the complainer, and then it talks about the facilitator's role and how they can deal with that kind of person. And I was just kind of looking back to see, and I don't think I did anything that I was supposed to. It's difficult to try to be able to help them
Well, you
out
can't
during
just
this process.
you can't just ignore them. But
When you've got
Yeah.
3 other people, you've got one that's challenging you, you've got one that won't agree with you, and you've got one that will agree with you. So it's like, you don't really have to focus too much on this person, but even though you kind of want them to be in the group, or you're trying to focus on these 2, but they're like clashing, and it's like, well, how can I help you and help you at the same time?
that was hard.
So,
So
I definitely have some respect for people who run these things. Just saying.
Yeah.
so is this pretty much almost like an AA group? That's what I kind of felt like
I
it
think
was.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it is.
I mean, going into this, the facilitator, they're not even an expert. They're just there to kind of help the discussion.
They're also like in the support group,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Which I felt like I struggled with.
I was
wanted to
having a hard
talk
time
lot.
with that. I was
You
more
seem
like,
like
I
a
was trying to like
teacher.
delegate and like ask questions instead of like participating myself as well, But it was also hard because they just kept getting like off track and just going 8,000 different ways, and so I felt like I had to bring it back instead of, it was hard.
Yes. Very.
What was your favorite role?
I liked being
Probably-
Facilitator?
the composed person. That was my favorite.
I enjoyed being a complainer. The one
You did good
story
at that
top
one.
everybody.
You
So,
did good on that.
I enjoyed that one with that one.
I think complainer came the easiest, but I enjoyed the monopolist one.
Yeah, I did too.
Complainer definitely gave me this, but it's not. I didn't like it. I felt like a downer the whole time.
Is that it?
So yeah, so we talked about what we find challenging as a facilitator. And then also, what did you learn about this activity, or what did you learn in this activity about facilitating a support group? So I think we've discussed
Yeah.
both of those questions, but I know that Sister Geyser, one thing she always talked about was, she's like, as a facilitator, like you said, she's like, you can't be a teacher. I felt like I was a teacher the whole time.
I did too. I felt like I was putting out
Yeah,
like
me too.
facts instead of like,
Me too.
how. I guess yeah.
Yeah, that was hard.
But I don't know, it
I
was
wanted
interesting.
to
I wonder
impose
if-
my knowledge on everybody.
I wonder if it's because you maybe make the other people feel intimidated if you're the teacher, you know, if you're spouting off. Because they're there to get support, but if you're just like, well, if you do this, 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 and this, you'll get these results almost, you know. So,
Yeah.
I think that it's the one thing that, I almost thought of this as like a church lesson. Yeah, we're sitting together as a group, but I felt like I had to run the lesson even though I wanted it to be a discussion in church.
That's because that's what you're familiar with.
Yeah. And so I think that's the thing, I mean,
that or like a missionary discussion almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but now if we could have just used this right here as a facilitating group, I mean, which pretty much is, it would have,
It's true.
because we're all talking a little bit.
Well, I think the hardest part about this thing was she picked something that none of us have a lot of knowledge about, none of us have experienced it really, so it's like we're kind of all shooting from the hip.
Yeah. I've only been in a support group like once ever, and it was for like someone else. So I like wasn't even participating. So I don't know. I was definitely the silent one in that case because I was like, I don't have the problem, so I don't want to talk. But yeah, it's hard. It was a good. Actually, it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Honestly, I thought we'd be struggling to find things to talk about, but we did okay.
I think we were all afraid of awkward silence.
Yeah.
So we didn't-
Probably.
Yeah.
I think that
Camera
everyone
is a
helped
little
that.
intimidating.
All right,
Cool.
so I think that should do it.
Okay. Thank you.